Testing. Testing. Can you hear me now? Okay, someone says all good. Terry, does that mean you can hear me now? Okay, yay. I don't even know why it was messed up, but whatever. Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. My name is Jennifer Cotton. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Midlothian, Texas, and that means I teach people how to make greeting cards, scrapbook pages, gift packaging, and more with stamps, ink, paper, and lots of cool tools. Today is Thursday, January 5th, 2023, and welcome. Thank you for being on my Facebook Live or my YouTube Live. I feel like I'm getting a feedback. Let me know if the sound is normal. I can't tell if I'm getting feedback or not here in this room. Anyway, thank you guys for being here. Good morning to, I'm going to scroll back now because I said good morning to some people when I had no sound. Susan in snow-covered and slippery Green Bay, Wisconsin. Sandy in snowy Mansfield, Wisconsin. Maybe my computer wasn't muted. I think that might be it. What does it say? Snowy, but not real cold. That's cool, Sandy. Ramona, good morning. Jean in North Dakota. Jody, good morning. Karen in Granbury. Good to see you, Karen. Let's see. Terry over here on Facebook. Landa, good morning. Thanks for telling me.
I found this on the web.
Oh my gosh. Is all technology going to mess with me today? Terry, good morning. Landa, good morning. Stacy in South Florida. Kylie, no, I think it's on my phone. Sorry. Okay, I turned my phone all the way down. I'm getting no sound and sound comments overlapping each other, so I hope it was just like before it was officially working. I'm sorry if I missed anybody here, but Jean, Stacy, Bonnie, Kylie, good morning. Karen. I'm trying to figure out the sound thing. I can hear a little bit of feedback. I hear myself talking on one of my devices over here. So I don't know why. Okay, I'm going to ignore it as long as you guys are telling me it's not like super echoey. Alejandra, Jean, Jody, Rosemary, Linda in Idaho. Saving it for later, no problem. Jackie, Terry, Sandy. Thank you guys for telling me the sound is good. Sorry. Betsy, Stacy, Janice, Tammy, good morning. Hey, Betsy. She's like, I couldn't hear you, but it was just me. Yeah, I've done that too. Mary Ann, good morning. Kathy. Karen says it's normal. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate that because I can hear my little voice over here repeating everything. Marcella, good morning in Maryland. MD, is that Maryland, right? Terry switched to the Facebook group, switched to this group. Jody, you're in Granbury also. Awesome, yes. Linda in Mansfield, sorry, it's taking me a while to catch up. Janet. Let's see who shared over here. Denise in Colorado, good morning. Pat shared, good morning, Pat. Kathy shared. And Leela, good morning in Toronto. All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you guys for being here. My name is Jennifer Cotton, as I said already, but then I talked for like 10 minutes. As a reminder, over in YouTube later today, I will have timestamps. So in YouTube later today, down below, there will be timestamps where you can skip to different portions of the video in case you're watching replay and you don't have time to listen or don't want to listen to all my amazing events that are coming up and Stampin' Up! Specials. You can skip around and listen to what you want, of course. So I will add those, and then I will also add the little eye with a circle around it, or at least one link over here in the corner. So always look for those little links in the corners of your YouTube videos. That will get added tomorrow because for some reason when I do a live, I cannot add those links until the next day. Okay. So I do offer lots of events that anyone in the United States can take to go, of course, and some of them are in person. So lots of upcoming events. You're going to get your PDF tutorial. We'll cut, die cut, punch, and emboss unless otherwise stated in the class description. You always cut your own designer paper or kit components. If you're getting like a full pack or a half a pack in your kit, you can always buy the tutorials only. And of course, anyone in the United States can take these events. So I do have 4 classes every month that are guaranteed every single month. I have card, scrapbook, stamp a stack, and sampler class. Anyone can take these all over the US, and they are in person to go, and you can check out the box of supplies and stamp them at your house from me. So they are happening on January 21st in person in DeSoto, Texas. They will be mailed on January 23rd if you choose mailing, or you can pick them up from me to save that shipping charge. Card class, we're going to make 4 cards with the Share a Milkshake bundle and the Dainty Delight bundle. 4 cards for $15 free with a $20 order. Contact me if you need info on any of these or the links to sign up or any of that stuff. In addition, you can sign up for my email newsletter or my email, whatever the word is. Sign up for my email list. And the links for that will be in the video descriptions. It's already in YouTube, and I'll add it to Facebook after the video ends. Okay, scrapbook class, 3 12 by 12 pages. By the way, this is the last chance to join Scrapbook Club for the year. Otherwise, you can just take the classes individually. So contact me if you want to join the club. It is an ordering club. It's a $15 order each month of 2023. You'll make 3 12 by 12 pages every single month. So at the end of the year, that's like 36 12 by 12 pages. I do have long distance club members. They just pay shipping to mail the packets to them each month. And this is one of the pages we will be making. I know it doesn't look good because it's in this page protector. But we made page 1 of that this past month in December. So we'll make page 2. And I know this is a retired stamp set. But they knew I've warned everybody of that for quite a while now. And then we'll make 2 more pages using the Country Bouquet Bundle. So Valentine themed pages for the other 2. So that class is $15 free with a $20 order. Or join the club, but just you have to email me or message me or text me to get on the club. I don't have like a link for that. Okay. That's card and scrapbook. Register for those or join the club by January 19th. That's your deadline, January 19th. And they are while supplies last. We only cut a certain amount, and when they're gone, they're gone. So register soon and just contact me for questions on how to get it free and all that stuff. Next is my clubs that you can take as individual classes, but of course, joining the club is better because you will get perks. You'll get little gifts from me throughout the year and $25 of your choice in merchandise after 6 consecutive months. I normally use 1 bundle or 1 to 2 stamp sets each month. So you can slowly build that stamp collection, and you can add those on at a discount if you want. So again, just to make it clear, you can take the classes individually. They're $2 more that way, or join the club, which you can cancel at any time, even after 1 month, 2 months, 7 months, whatever. You can cancel at any time. So sampler, I do have last month's sampler. It's a 12 by 12 framed piece of art. Last month's was a little different. Usually we have the little squares or rectangles. There's a sticky note on the back of that sampler. Squares or rectangles. These are some other past samplers, recent obviously. But 12 by 12 piece of framed art. And this month we will be using the Country Bouquet Bundle. So it will be a nice, reds and pinks, Valentine-y sampler with hearts and stuff. And You can register for that. It's $28 for the club, $30 just to take the class. Register for that, join the club, or register by, where's my date? January 15th is the deadline. And it's going to be awesome, of course, but I haven't designed it yet. I feel like I was going to say something else about that club, but I can't think. But you do get over $20 in merchandise in this one. And then same for Stamp a Stack. You get 12 cards for $30, $32 if you're not in the club. And I have the cards we're making this month. So you make 3 of each design. I made these on last week's live. So you can go back and check out how I made them. But we cut, die cut, punch, and emboss everything possible. So, you know, you're going to get this piece die cut. You're going to get this piece embossed, and so on and so forth. And for 12 cards for only $30, including $20 or more in merchandise. This month, you're getting free a half pack of this Celebration designer paper. Fragrant, no. I always get these names mixed up, but it starts with an F, flowers, not fragrant, something flowers. Anyway, I showed it last week. So that's Stamp a Stack. Join the club, sign up for the class, sign up for my email so you can get links to all this, or just contact me. All right, next up, new catalog kickoff. This is coming. The deadline is coming. I believe it's this Sunday is the deadline to register, I believe. I'm using, well, actually, I don't have the list in front of me anymore, but the On the Farm stuff, the So Much Love, I think is the name of that stamp set, the Seaside Bay, and the Owls. So you see those sneak peeks there. You'll get some product with your fee. You will get 2 video stamping demonstrations, or in person. If you come to DeSoto, you can take this to go or in person. The event is happening January 14th. That's when we'll be live on Facebook in a private group if you've joined, as well as I'll post samples there of my display stampers. And then you'll make 8 cards. So I actually have the cards here. 8 cards with 4 different new stamp sets or bundles. Again, we cut, die cut, punch, emboss everything we can. You stamp and assemble either in person or with your stuff at home. So a couple of cards from each bundle. I'm showing them super quick. Little pop-up card there. Not pop-up, but whatever. Book binding fold, and that one. Okay, so sign up for that by Sunday. Sunday is your deadline. And again, in person or to go. Any questions, let me know. Catalog kickoff. I'm making sure I read all the stuff. Okay, next up, the share. So I did my first round of ordering. By the way, I'm on 5 hours sleep, which for me is not good. I'm like I've got to get my 8 hours at least person, because I will be so tired and brain fog and brain dead, basically. But I'm on 5 hours sleep because I got up at 1 a.m. and placed a bunch of orders this morning for our cruise. Yay. For the share, for my team meeting, which is Saturday. But I was waiting until the 5th so I could get new prizes for them. And a couple of customers, and I think there was a couple other orders I had to place. So I wanted to get in just in case things go on back order. I wanted to order first. So anyway, the point is I've ordered for the first round of shares, but you can still register for the paper and ribbon shares, where you'll get 1 6x6 or 6x12 piece of every single new designer paper and 2.5 yards of every new ribbon. But you can add on the party and you will get 10 make and takes, 5 designed by me, 5 by Alejandra. I think they're our best ones yet, in my opinion. I love mine, and of course I love Alejandra's. But 10 cards plus a Facebook party where we will give you a mystery stamping session, a bonus video with a bonus project, and step-by-step instructions for every single card of all 10. So Alejandra does a video with her 5, and I do a video with my 5, all in this Facebook group. And of course, it's all recorded, so you don't have to be present. So 10 cards. Now on this one, there is an exception. We are not die cutting with the 2 bundles that we are featuring. So you will die cut your, I have one of them here. your Something Fancy dies. You'll die cut that. We'll give you all the pieces you need. And blanking out on the name of this other bundle. Do I have it written? Oh, I know where it is. I have a whole sheet about the paper share. It's double-sided because it's so many benefits. Sentimental Park bundle. You will need those dies. Or you can, just figure it out and substitute stuff. But anyway, otherwise we die cut, punch, emboss everything. 10 cards that you're going to make. You'll cut up your designer paper, which is the point of this party, so that you will use your designer paper. And then hopefully make more cards with it. But we'll cut all of the card base pieces and all that stuff. So 10 card samples there. You've got to add the party on. The party's only $20 extra, but it is optional. If you just want the paper, you just want the ribbon, or you just want paper and ribbon, all those options are there when you register, and you can even add on the stamps and bundles at a discount. Okay, I'm going to go over here and catch up a little bit on saying hi to everybody. Woohoo! Oma says it kept freezing on her, but it seems to be working now. Yes, Janet, I love your question. That is a great question. So anyway, what was I saying? I'm gonna answer Janet, but I was saying something else. I lost it. I don't know. Anyway, so Janet, all of my ink pads plus a whole bunch more, because I actually have triple or more of every ink pad because I do so many events. They are all packed up in boxes for the cruise, for the kickoff, and some for my 4 monthly classes. I have only designed one, so there's that tub has all those ink pads in it. And there's tubs all over this room, these little, shoebox tubs with sticky notes on top. Yeah, I have a whole stack over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 15 tubs sitting around this room with stamps, ink, blends, etc. inside them for upcoming events. So it does help me keep organized when I design something. If it's coming up soon, I put those supplies immediately in the tub so that I don't forget them, and or I know, okay, I've already used all my Petal Pink, for example. Petal Pink ink pads, I'm going to have to borrow one from Landa for sure this month because I don't want to order one right now. Usually I'll just order another one if I'm short. But anyway, that's where all my ink pads are. So, Carolyn, good morning. Jean shared. Thank you for sharing. Good morning. I'm glad it's working for you, Oma. Karen shared. Thank you very much. Hey, Cindy. Good morning. Thanks for sharing. Good morning, Stella and Mary Ann. Marcia, good morning. Good to see you. Jen, good morning. Della in North Dakota. Hello. And thanks for sharing. Catherine, good morning. Good to see you. Linda Brady, good morning. Jean. Oh, she's saying hi to other friends. Cindy, good morning. Marilyn got her order placed. Woo! I know, girl. Yay. She says just now got her order placed, her SQ order, which, I mean, knock on wood, I checked the back order report this morning after the 1 a.m. thing at like maybe 8:30, 8:45 a.m. and no new stuff was listed as low inventory yet, knock on wood. So that's good. Anyway, okay, back to this. So share, you need to register by January 15th. We have done our first round of ordering, but we will order more, of course. And you can do share, party, paper, ribbon, mix and match whatever you want. And you can add on those bundles at a discount. Okay, next up is the Wonderful World class. This is one of those classes that's including a free stamp set and free half pack of designer paper. We're giving you the designer paper no matter what, and you can add on the free stamp set because we have limited quantities. I say we because I did this class with Alejandra Gomez. We each designed half. I believe it's 8 cards. And so this class is going to include a bunch of product with your fee, a free stamp set, 8 cards, PDF tutorials, of course, like every class I offer. And we'll cut, die cut, punch, and emboss everything possible on this class. You're going to make the 8 cards. They're gorgeous. The stamp set, of course, is retired. You cannot purchase it anymore. You can, of course, also, by the way, just purchase the PDF tutorials if you want. And speaking of that, I'm going to make a note. Ask Alejandra. I don't think she sent me her tutorials yet, but anyway. So that class is open for registration right now. The deadline is not written down on this paper, but it's toward the end of this month. I think it's January 21st, actually, is the deadline to register for this class. Get your free stamp set. If you already own the stamp set, it's still a great class. We didn't not include that in the value of the class, so it's still a great deal. It's just completely a free gift. And it's while supplies last on the free gift. Okay. You can take, or you can sign up for a retreat in person on the land, April 20th through 23rd, or April 10 through 13. That's a typo there. I mean, August 10 through 13, 2023 in Temple, Texas. I have lots of details there, but you get a full 8-foot table to yourself. You get tons of space between you and the person behind you. You get all your meals. You get a bed to sleep in. You can add on a massage if you want. You get to use April and Mai's stamping supplies while you're there, in addition to access the make and takes and the optional add-on classes, and use our supplies instead of your own. So it's just amazing. And of course, it's fun. You have a whole weekend with other crafters, but also you can take that to go, and we'll be offering that coming up later. And then the Mega Cruise Retreat in a Box. I am so excited. April and I finally got all of our projects designed. By the way, we do have one spot open for the cruise, one crafter spot. So if you missed out, or your friend is going and you wish you had signed up with them, there's one spot for a crafter. And yeah, the cruise is leaving on January 29th out of Galveston, Texas. So anyway, contact me if you want info on that. But we're offering this to go. It's over 30 projects, individual projects that you'll make. We have a couple of Stamp-A-Stacks, 3 samplers, 4 12 by 12 scrapbook pages, an album, fun folds class. So my math is 36 projects total. However, I'm not trusting my math, so I'm saying over 30, just in case I counted wrong, because I'm like, I'm not sure. Anyway, but it's 6 individual classes. You get over 150 in merchandise. You get gifts. Your gifts will be different than our people going on the ship. You might get a couple of the same and other ones different, just because you might not need like a whatever. I'm not going to say what we're giving, but you might not need something that you mainly would only use on a cruise ship. I almost said a gift, but anyway. But you'll get gifts and a cruise bag, basically a bag. So you can register for that cruise retreat in a box, and I'm going to point the camera down for a second and do a sneak peek. You can register for that. Let's see if I have my deadline here. January 10th is the deadline. Today's the 5th. You have 5 days to register. So I'm going to give you a quick sneak peek just of some of the projects. When I point the camera down, you'll see a photo mat that has a slit where it shouldn't be. I cut my paper the wrong size, and it's designer paper. So I didn't want to cut into a whole new sheet. So I pieced it together, but you will not cut yours wrong. So anyway, but like these cards I'm going to show, it's a Stamp-A-Stack. So you're going to make 4 of each design. I only have my projects, by the way. I don't have April's. I've seen pictures. They're amazing. It's a Stamp-A-Stack, an album, and a fun folds class. So anyway, I'm going to give you a quick sneak peek. So I'm going to flip through them quickly. And by the way, Terry, yes, I love that I'm offering so much, but designing, woo! We've been on a designing tear over here, and I finally got through it all. Of course, I haven't designed my monthly 4 classes yet, but that's normal. But I just finished these a couple of days ago, and I'm like, whew, because I had to do the kickoff, though there was something else in between. The share, I don't know. Anyway, it's a lot, but here we go. Let's get a sneak peek. Okay, so 12 cards. They're so cute and pretty. 4 scrapbook pages. We're going to cut, die cut, punch, and emboss. You're going to stamp and assemble. And 3 samplers. All right, that was it. And then all the stuff I told you that April is doing. So that's your sneak peek of the Cruise Mega Retreat in a Box. We don't have any of our gifts in hand yet. They're on their way. And we can order more if you register by January 10th for sneak peeks of those. Okay, so that's that. Register by January 10th. We call it the Mega Cruise Retreat in a Box because it's like a retreat on steroids. And if you want to go on a crafting cruise and you're like January 28th, is that what it is? 29th is in a couple of weeks. I can't make that. That's okay. Sign up for 2024, January 28th out of Galveston, Texas. Oh, my hair. On Harmony of the Seas. So, plenty of space on that ship's currently for hours. All right, also coming up soon, I'll be releasing the Jen and Jen Stamp Camp that's happening on February 25th. So watch your emails for that. Sign up for my email newsletter. And don't forget, I send an email out at 1 p.m. today. So you can sign up for my emails if you're not on there already. And you will get links to all of the events I just talked about that have links set up. That will be sent straight to your email inbox today at 1 p.m. Central. So, Barbara with the crying face, I know. Lori, good morning. Hey, Barbara, by the way. Elegant Trim is on low inventory, and it wasn't on my list. I forget what Elegant Trim is. I think that's a current, like an annual catalog product. I'm going to look on the thing real quick. There are things on the list, by the way. We have low inventory merchandise. Yes, Simply Elegant Trim is low inventory. But I don't think anything from the new catalog yet, knock on wood, is on this list yet. So, plenty of stuff for everybody to order. And in case you're like, what are you talking about? New catalogs were released today. These 2 new catalogs, let me go ahead and put this camera down. My hair is terrible today anyway, so we don't need to look at that. These 2 new catalogs are live today. Yes, you can order from them now. I can open them and show you the insides of the pages now legally. So first of all, we have Celebration, free gift with every 50 or 100 spent. No limit. Spend 100, choose 2 50s or 1 100. Or 2 of the same 50s, whatever. You can mix and match any way you want that you qualify for. No limit. So if you place an order today and choose Thanks a Bunch, and you place an order tomorrow and you want another Thanks a Bunch, they don't care. They'll keep giving it to you. There's stamp sets, designer papers. Of course, there's awesome samples in these books as well for you to be able to get inspiration from. Remember, I was thinking there was a card I copied from this book. It might be the other catalog. Anyway, doesn't matter, whatever. Designer paper, stamp set. This is the paper I used last week on my Stamp a Stack cards, along with that fragrant flowers bundle. Another stamp set, and then you have the $100 section. There is a gorgeous stamp set and some designer paper. Again, lots of cute samples in this book. You have a host gift with a $300 or more order or party. You get a bonus stamp set absolutely free. It's called Scenic Garden. Mine will be here tomorrow, I believe, with all the orders I placed today. And that's free on top of the $30-something you get in free merchandise when you place a $300 order plus your celebration items. So it's a ton of free gifts during celebration. And then, of course, the best special is the join special. Welcome. I already have a new team member today because, of course, she's smart and she knows this is the best deal. She's been a team member a few times in the past. I'm not going to call her out because I don't know your, status privacy wise, but Let me straighten this out real quick. Oh my gosh. What I just pushed and made that so big. Shoot. Well, we don't need to see the entire table. I'll just push the camera down. Okay, I don't know what in the world I touched, but anyway, I zoomed out, obviously. Now you can see all my notes and everything. Okay, so the best deal is with, okay, there we go. Whew. I was like, it's not going to work for me. Anyone who's not a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator can buy our starter kit. So during celebration, there's 3 offers. For $129, you can choose the boho blue mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine or the white mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, plus $175 in merchandise, and you pay only $129 plus tax, free shipping. Here's the boho blue mini machine. It's amazing. It's super cute. It's adorable. It's a new in color that's coming out in May, by the way, boho blue, not released yet in any other products. Of course, it comes with all the plates to do all the embossing and die cutting for any dies that are about 3 1/4 wide by 6, I'd say 6 1/4 to be safe. Also, our catalogs tell you if the dies will fit in the mini machine. Of course, any die that fits in the mini fits in the big machine as well, of course. And then we sell some embossing folders that are just this wide. So this is completely free if you get the $129 kit, and you get to choose $175 in any merchandise you want, including anything from the new catalog. So that's options 1 and 2. And then option 3 is, I don't need a mini machine. I don't want it. I don't need it. Whatever. It doesn't matter your reason. That's your choice. So you'll only pay $99 and you will pick $175. That's $50 more than normal in merchandise. And there's free shipping. So you paid $99 plus tax, or $129 plus tax, free shipping. And there's no obligation. You do not have to sell or buy. Now you get a discount, and I would recommend you take advantage of it, but you don't have to. And like the person who joined this morning knows there's no obligation. They've been a demo before. They know you're not required to buy stuff or sell stuff or whatever, or do videos and all that. So, but of course there's perks, and I have team perks, and you get access to all kinds of stuff in the team tutorials. These are our meeting make and takes for this month, which is happening Saturday on Zoom. So these are optional for them to purchase. It's $14 with shipping, $10 for pickup from me. Landa cuts, die cuts, punches, and embosses, and scores. These are all fun folds. This is all going to be cut and scored for them for these 4 amazing cards. This, by the way, just ignore this flower here. That's for a note I need to tell them on the video on Saturday. All fun folds this month. Of course, it's not always all fun folds. Anyway, so lots of team perks as well. So if you have questions, if you're like, I want that kit, it sounds like a great deal, but I don't want commitment, or I'm scared, or I have this question, let me know, please, because I promise you it's not scary. I've had, I would say, hundreds and hundreds of people buy the kit that didn't do anything with it. And then, of course, our team is close to 200 people who enjoy their discount, perks, etc. Okay. Is there a layaway plan for the next cruise? Yes, Dana, there is. With our travel agent, well, first of all, I think it's this with any cruise, but yes, you basically can literally pay any amount you want up until the deadline of when the payment is due. So you could send 50 this month, 100 the next month, skip a month. I always pay it at the very end just because of how I am. Y'all know I'm always busy, forgetful, behind, etc. And so they're like, hello, Jennifer, your payment is due today, or you don't get to go on the cruise. And I'm like, oh crap, let me pay it. But I could have been sending $25 here and there, or 10, you know what I mean? Like, yes. So basically, to answer your question, Dana, yes. The travel agents are, of course, better to answer those questions than me, because they know everything about cruising. And you are going to get the best rate with us because it's a group rate, which always beats Royal Caribbean deals. So give them a call. And thanks, Barbara. She said, nice sneak peek. I appreciate that, Barbara. Jackie, can't wait. Yes, so many of you guys on this video are going on the cruise. We can't wait. Also, we're getting excited because it's getting real is because of the designing and stuff. Darlin, no problem being late. Hey, Joyce. Hey, Kathleen in Florida. And thank you, Kathleen. Okay, so I'm not going to do a catalog tour today because I'm going to stamp. But as a reminder, there are 5 stamp sets in this catalog that are photopolymer or red rubber cling. And you need to pay attention when you order if you care about that. Because like I ordered fragrant flowers in photopolymer, Landa accidentally ordered it in red rubber, not realizing, and she would have preferred photopolymer. So they are Lighting the Way, page 18, Fragrant Flowers, page 21, Silly Goose, page 27, Around the Bend, page 35, and Happy Labels, page 53. But anyway, just because I can, I'm going to open up this book real quick and show y'all how amazing it is. And if you need a copy, let me know. I will see if I've mailed you one already or need to mail you one, or you can, of course, pick it up from me. I have notes in my catalogs of what events I'm using these products for so that I hopefully don't duplicate in the wrong way, basically. Although I don't have sampler and stuff written down yet. But anyway. So this Country Floral Lane Suite's awesome. That's what we're using for sampler and a couple of our scrapbook pages this month. What else do we have here? It's just cute. Here's the one of the card class stamp sets we're using. Share a Milkshake. This is what I'm showing today. Two-Tone Flora. Well, actually, it's called Fancy Flora is the suite name. Pages 14 and 15. I'm going to use both of these bundles, Two-Tone Flora and Something Fancy. They each have a set of dies that go with them. And this is going to be my free class for this month that you can get free with your order. So there is some gorgeous fine shimmer 12 by 12 paper. Let me just show this stuff now, and then when I start stamping, I can get straight to it. So this paper is so pretty in person. I doubt the video will do it justice, but it's gorgeous. It's super fine, but very shimmery. I love the gold. You can kind of see some hints of the projects we're making today with these punches right here. Okay, and then I'm not using these other 3 products on my cards today, but there is within this suite iridescent pastel gems, pool party ribbon, and Fancy Flora designer paper, which I've shown on previous videos. That's what we're using today. Here's the 2 stamp sets. Bigger. Anyway, so there's the book. Oh, I went through and marked with a Sharpie after Landa and I realized what we did with the photopolymer versus clear. So I went through with, not a Sharpie, a highlighter, and marked which ones come that way. Okay, so there we go. Amazing catalog. If you need a copy, let me know. All right. I'm going to show you real quick. I'm also using the Dandy Designs designer paper today, which is free with a $100 purchase. Well, it is while supplies last, but more so through February 28th. No limit. And it's 48 sheets of 12 by 12 paper. That's why it's free with 100 instead of 50, because it's such a huge pack of paper. Anyway, this is the designer paper I'm using today on our cards. So I know I've shown this on multiple videos. That's why I'm just flipping through right now. It's so pretty though. All right. So I think we're ready to get started stamping. My free class, no, I do want to tell you about that. This class I'm talking about is, I don't have pictures yet because nothing was available yesterday. It is with your online order of $25 or more using the monthly host code, which you see right there, EG2H6XN9. You will receive a free class packet mailed to you next month to make 4 cards with these 2 bundles, Two-Tone Flora and Something Fancy. We cut, die, cut, punch, and emboss everything we can for you. So Something Fancy is all words, so you can totally substitute different words if you want, but you may want the flowers, although you totally could use other flower stamps as well with your packet. If your order is 50 or more through January 15th, you'll get a free pack of Dragonfly trinkets. And then again, the kits are sent in February. Oh, I went to my face. Oops. Okay, that's my class packet. So again, just to show them close up, Two-Tone Flora, something fancy. They are photopolymer for Two-Tone Flora. It's all flowers and leaves. And something fancy is red rubber, and it's all greetings. The Two-Tone Flora dies match every stamp has a die to cut out, except for this little background flower right there. And then they have this amazing background die, which I have not die cut yet because that's a lot of paper to poke out, but it does look amazing on projects. I watched a Stampin' Up video yesterday from our onstage event. Anyway, it's a video I had not seen before, and a girl made some amazing samples with that die. Okay, so, and then of course the something fancy dies are a must-have because they're almost all labels. All right, so I'm going to leave these dies out because I do have to die cut a bunch of flowers today. Okay, so I think I'm ready to make card number 1. Card 1. So in your packet that you'll receive with your free class, either at the front or back, we're going to have an extra sheet of 5.5 by 8.5 basic white. It's just like a card base, but it will be extra. And it will be for you to stamp these images that you're going to stamp and then die cut out. So that's what this is. And then you'll have all your pieces. This is just for me to show you something. All your pieces for each card, cut, embossed, punched, whatever, ready for you to stamp and assemble. And there will be 4 cards. I only have 3 here. I'm only going to make 3 today. I'll show you the 4th one. But you'll have 4. So hopefully all that makes sense. Okay, so I do want to show you real quick this little tag. This is from the Something Fancy dies. In case you haven't seen this, there are 2 tag dies here, a smaller one and a large one, that have these 3 little eyelet, keyhole, whatever images that you can die cut at the same time if you want. You don't have to make these little holes at the top of the dies. So there's one that's just like a teardrop shape. You see how it fits there perfectly. There's this leaves, and then the tulip with 2 little leaves on either side of it. That one's really stuck down. And then you just cut them at the same time. So this is the smaller label on this first card. And I used the leaves. Of course, you want all the cutting blades facing down. And of course, I'm going to use my little mini machine here. You can tape the paper first. You can tape these down if needed, like washi tape or sticky notes to hold in place. Of course, you don't want your dies to overlap ever because it'll bend the metal. As long as they're not overlapping, you're fine. They're made to fit really well there together. And then you just run it through at the same time. But again, you can do these labels by themselves too. I like the options. So that's how that got cut, basically. You may have pieces stuck in there when we send it to you, your packet. Okay, so I wanted to demonstrate that just so you knew, just in case. Also, as a side note, well, actually, I don't need to say it. It's fine. Where's this paper I cut? I'm just going to switch this out because I had temporarily lost this die from the Something Fancy dies. And I found it yesterday. So now here's a real die cut piece instead of a fake one. That is this. Okay, so ready to stamp now. Or make the card, whatever. So as I mentioned, I've been incredibly busy with designing. Like, I guess I'm just not a fast designer. So I've been just designing. And because of that, I've planned these 4 cards. I designed them all yesterday pretty fast for me. And I did not have time to go ahead and pre-stamp and die cut this stuff. So I'll be doing that as we go. But anyway, first card has a basic white card base, 5.5 by 8.5. So just cut your 8.5 by 11 cardstock in half. And you'll get 2 cards out of 1 sheet. That's economical, and they'll fit into the medium or invitation size envelopes, which Stampin' Up! Calls medium. I love our clear envelopes, so that's what I normally use and give with my classes. And that fits perfectly as well. They make a great presentation if you're live, and you can actually mail those as well. Okay, so for this card, it's going to be landscape. We have a piece of petal pink. All these measurements will be on my blog at 11 a.m. Central today. So we have a layer of petal pink and then a layer of the designer paper from Dandy Designs that's free with your purchase. Of course, I'll be providing it for you on my free class. And you can see the back side is a like long skinny chevron design with like freesia, pale papaya, and I can't remember what, maybe flirty flamingo there. Anyway, the back side is petal pink with the little sort of hexagon designs on it in white. So that layer next, and then I have a strip of another piece of the designer paper, and it's about 1 1/4, but again, the measurements will be on the blog. And it's a strip that will go across toward the bottom of this landscape card. And it's a petal pink. It just has a little pattern on it with white, with little fat X's. I don't know, it's just a cute little pattern. Okay, then we have the die cut basic white label that I just demonstrated, a pre-die cut basic white 1/2-inch label, the one that I had lost temporarily, a pre-punched fine shimmer. This is the gold. This is the bow punch. Let me grab it. It's in our annual catalog, and I used it on, I think, 3 of the 4 cards, if not all. I used it on all 4 cards today. So you get 2 different images that you can punch out with that bow punch. So that's a great one to have if you don't. So that's pre-punched 1. It's the larger leaves in gold. A piece of pale papaya ribbon, which is not petal pink, but it matches fine. It's the open weave. And then last but not least, a single gold pastel sequin. Pastel adhesive bag sequin, which I think, yes, I have those right here. That's new from the new mini catalog. All right, let's stamp. So first of all, my greeting, I'm just going to stamp it in Memento black ink. And it's going to say happy birthday. So remember, those are red rubber. I'm going to show you, mine is where the actual image is lower. It's not centered on this piece of red rubber. It's more toward the bottom. So when I stamp, I can rub and tap hard on this Memento pad because it's a hard surface, not like these. When I stamp for alignment, instead of centering it, I'm going to put it higher up because I know the actual stamp is lower down, if that makes sense. Hold it firm for a few seconds. I'm not going to rock it back and forth because I don't want to get the edge. Look at that. I still got an edge. I didn't even rock it. Okay, I'm going to, luckily I cut like 5 of these yesterday. Ask Landa, it was a whole thing. Tina, I can message you. You can see the details for the share on my blog, stamptherapist.com. I'm glad you asked a question because I forgot to put this up. There's my blog, stamptherapist.com. Just click on events. And you can scroll down and see all the details, which is basically a copy and paste of all of this 2 pages of info I have. But then I'm not allowed to post that registration link there, so I need to send you the link by email or message. But all of these details about the share are on my blog, stamptherapist.com. And and then I can send you that link. Hopefully that answers your question. When I get off the video, of course, I can try to message you, but you may have to message me first, because it's a whole thing with my Facebook business page. But anyway, hopefully I answered your question well. Okay, then for this card, we want these 3 petal pink flowers right here. So I'm going to show you on this stamp set. Now I numbered these. This is temporary. Let me grab a scratch paper. This numbering is temporary because I'm going to, of course, put these away after the video. And excuse the odd size of clear blocks because I need a drink of water. I'm running low on blocks because of all those tubs with all those ink pads with mounted stamps. I probably own 200 clear blocks because I do in-person events. But anyway, okay, so I numbered the matching just random. These are number 4, this is number 5, this is number 6, my random numbering. But it's not difficult to figure out which ones go with which. But if you just lay them all out in front of you and they're not labeled and they're all mixed up, it can be confusing. But if you look at the picture on the front of the case, they will be near each other if they match up. So you can use that as a guide. And then same thing inside, I believe. They're side by side. Sort of. So, but I had to number them because I was afraid I would get confused on the video. And then I do want to show how I mount my stamps real quick. Let me grab a scrap paper. Oh, actually, I don't need a scrap. I can use this one. I'm going to show you how I mount them. So I have learned that it definitely is easier to stamp with photopolymer the detail image first. And I'm not stamping off, by the way, on these. I'm just stamping in petal pink and then petal pink right on top. Okay, so I stamp the detail first. And then what I do before this stamp gets mounted, first of all, I mount this the way I think it goes, top to bottom. Correct, like right side up on the detail one. Then I take my solid stamp and I lay it on the project and I align it. And all of these pretty much, where is it? Did I put the case? Right in front of me somewhere. Where did I put it? Oh gosh. I'm going to show you the pictures. Oh, right here. They have a little center section that you can align a center of a flower. They might be different on each one, but with the clear, when you're stamping and trying to align all these weird petals, that's what I look at. So here it's these 2 little dots in the center, and then you see this little squiggly thing right there to match it up to. So anyway, so I stamp it straight, and then I lay this on top and align it, you know, as good as I can. And then I take my clear block and put it straight down, keeping the clear block straight with my paper. This makes sense. But that is what helps me now. I can stamp a bunch of these without having to do some crazy alignment. So I will really on this, you definitely want to start with that center alignment, that center of the flower, and then just check that your petals are pretty much matching up. That is not perfect. It's good enough for me, of course. I'll just give you, that was the one I just did. I'll just do these other 2 as an example. And then I think I'm not going to stamp on my other cards. I'm just going to die cut out from that other sheet because it is the same thing. So this has like 5 little dots in the center, maybe 6. There's 6 dots here. So you may have to get your readers out. You may need good lighting, all that. And then this one has a nice little 3-pronged image in the center. Oops. Do the detail first. It's going to be easier. So hopefully that's helpful. Again, that one's not perfect either, but it's fine for me. Okay, so that's how you stamp these flowers. I just numbered them because I was using I did use all of them, but the last one that's still in the case is on the last card that I'm not demonstrating today, so I put it back. So hopefully that was helpful. I don't know. Did everybody leave? No. Thank you, Linda. And hello in Pennsylvania. Hi, Tina, by the way. Carol, thanks for sharing. And good morning in Connecticut. Linda Carver. So no problem, Linda. The incredible deal, if you already have the machines, is $99 for $175 in any current merchandise you want. No shipping. I mean, no tax. Yes, no shipping. So you pay $99 plus tax, free shipping. It's amazing. So, okay. Now back to this sheet. You can see I've stamped everything I need. The leaves are not two-step. So there's this image here that has 2 full single leaves on it. And then there's this image here that has 2 branches with tons of leaves on each branch. Neither one of those is a 2-step image like the flowers. So you just stamp them, die cut them out. So I have stamped, I need the 2 leaves here. 2 sets of the double leaves in Granny Apple Green. So I just inked it like normal and stamped. Don't forget, if you don't have a really hard, firm table, use your Stampin' Pierce mat with these photopolymer stamps to get the best images. It's only $5. Stampin' Pierce mat. It's amazing. Okay. And then I created a whole document on this because I was like, people don't believe me. I created an entire document that tells you why you should cut these images apart before you die cut them out. So, by the way, these are the ones you need for all 4 cards, but I'm making only 3 today. So I do have to cut these out due to I didn't have time before. I have to die cut them out. So I cut them all apart, and then I'll use my mini. I'll put my readers on. And in case I need it, I'm going to grab this Post-it tape, which I also use Post-it notes, and I also, what's the word I'm looking for? So usually I don't even use either one, but yeah, washi tape, Post-it tape, or sticky notes work great for this. And I have the Post-it tape on my Amazon store on my blog, stamptherapist.com. Okay, so you just figure out where these align. Just figure it out. It's real simple. Actually, they're not difficult at all to align. And I am going to tape them because I do seem to bump the mini machine more than I bump the big one. I hardly ever tape anything down on my big machine. But I do a little more on the small one. Yesterday was my first time using these stamps, although we had an amazing, I didn't design it, Alejandra did. We had an amazing class with this, with our Jumpstart Your Celebration demonstrator training, and she made some gorgeous cards using these stamps as well. But for me, yesterday was my first time playing with them. So I'm still, I can't do both of those at once. I am still learning the alignment of the dies. Okay, so there's only, I wish there were 2 leaf dies, these little leaves. I was like, y'all should have put 2 in there yesterday. I was saying this to myself. But they didn't, and it's fine. So you have to run it through twice, of course, for that, and for this other one, this other leaf. Or you can hand cut these out if you're that type of person. There we we go. I had another thought about die cutting, I think. Oh, I was going to tell you guys while we're here, and I'm having to do all this anyway, so I might as well talk. How I designed these cards was a tip that I've heard from Alejandra before, is I stamped a whole bunch of flowers and leaves, like a bunch, and die cut them all out. I picked the designer paper first, so I knew what colors I wanted, which ended up, I said freesia and petal pink. That's all I'll use. And anyway, so I stamped a whole bunch and I die cut them all out, and then I just started designing cards. So whether I went with a layout or idea or a thought or whatever, but the point is, then I didn't have to stamp a flower every time. I just grabbed a flower and put it on the card. So that makes sense. That's just a good design tip. You can also do that with designer paper that has images you can die cut out or hand cut out. And you can then just have a bunch of pieces laying in front of you, all your coordinating products, and you can start putting them together to make designs. Okay, have all my pieces. So for this card, sorry, let me gather the, feels like 500 pieces here. Okay, so let me attach my large designer paper, Stampin' Seal, to, my husband used this last. I was like, wait. You need a lesson before you use that. But then he came back and said that was the best adhesive out of all the things he had tried. Stampin' Seal was the best one. But I was like, do not use that without instruction. And that's my video and adhesive. You have to put it back exactly where you got it from. Okay, so attach the designer paper to the petal pink and attach that to the card base. And then this strip of designer paper will go about a ½ inch from the bottom. This does not need to be precise by any means. But about a ½ inch from the bottom of the designer paper, approximately. We have all that. Then on this white tag, we're going to place all these flowers and stems and leaves and everything. So let me grab my silicone craft sheet. How are y'all doing? I have a notification, Stampin' Up video, celebrate with designer paper. Let me check your comments here. Hey, and Anneka in the Netherlands, Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year, everybody, by the way. Marcia coming in from Wisconsin, good to see you. Kathy's buried in snow in Minnesota. I hope you're okay, Kathy. Who else? Linda love the looks of this card. Flowers are pretty. Let me see, Facebook user. Nancy, good morning. And Robin, good morning to you as well. Good morning, sunshine. Okay, so back to this. I am going to assemble these, the flowers. I think I'm going to add the green leaves last after it's on the card. Actually, I'm going to lie. I'm changing my mind. I'm going to attach this tag to the card over here first because there's no need to do it off the card. This is going to be flat, this tag, and not too close to the edge because I want the flowers and stuff to be able to go over there to the left. So I'm going to take this out of these three, kind of like all the way to the right. Out of these three, I'm going to take the largest flower. And I just chose 3 different ones because of what I had stamped and die cut previously. You could make them all match if you want. I'm going to attach the largest one first flat. And that kind of cuts down, I don't know, it like cut down on repeating stamps basically. So it saved me a little time, it felt like. Okay, and then the next 2 sizes of stamp of flowers I'm going to attach with Stampin' Dimensionals. So over here, kind of bottom leftish with dimensionals, and then kind of bottom to the right a little bit. Then I want to tuck this gold bow punch, gold fine shimmer, underneath the flowers on the left. And then same thing with my Granny Apple Green double leaf images, which I have 2 of. I'm going to add just regular Stampin' Seal adhesive on those and tuck them under, one on the right and one on the left. Hopefully that makes sense. Then greeting dimensionals. And I'm just placing this at the bottom toward the right. I just remembered something I forgot to say about on this video. Overlapping, half on the strip of DSP, half off. Okay, so I've literally forgot to say, I'm giving away these cards I'm making today. There are 3 of them. Oh, by the way, Betsy, about the husband, he tried to take my ribbon scissors. He picked them up in front of me. They're these ribbon scissors that are only for ribbon. We don't sell them anymore. And he had a piece of paper in his hand and my scissors, and I was like, stop! And I like slapped his hand. And I'm like, what are you doing? You never touch those scissors. He's like, well, they're in the scissor thing. I'm like, they're for ribbon only. Well, how would I know that? You would ask me. You don't just use scissors in this room. So anyway, I couldn't believe he did that. I definitely thought he knew about the don't use scissors unless you ask. Thank goodness I caught him. Okay. I was saying something else and I forgot. DSP. Yeah, I don't know what I was saying. But I'm going to take this ribbon and tie it in a bow. What was I saying? Okay. Bunny Ears bow. It's the Pale Papaya open weave ribbon. So it'll be pre-cut for you like this. So I will need, you won't be using it from the roll. So you want 2 equal tails on either side. Oh, I know what I was saying. Sorry. If you comment on this video, you can win these, have a chance to win the 3 cards I'm making today. So say hi, give a thumbs up. It's exactly how it happened, darling. Not give a thumbs up. You can give a thumbs up. That would be awesome. But say hi, ask a question, say hi to your friend. It doesn't matter. Whatever you comment on YouTube or Facebook will get you entered to win these 3 cards on replay or in person. Live. And then if you share the video, like many people have done today, comment that you shared. Y'all's comments are cracking me up. Comment that you shared so I can enter you again to have a chance to win the 3 cards. This is good on replay or live right now. And I know why, I remember now why I forgot to say that was because of the whole, I was muted at the beginning and it totally threw me off. But anyway, so there you go. Kathy, thanks for sharing. Okay, y'all are cracking me up. Aneka, me too. My ribbon scissors are holy. Betsy's just laughing. Darlin's laughing. Barbara says I have a piece of ribbon on my scissors. And the guys know not to touch those if they're looking for scissors to cut paper. LOL. Yes, totally. But I just thought he knew. Like, I've been doing this for 21 years. Come on. Okay, so 2 bunny ears. Lots of space in between. 2 tails about equal length. 1 ear is in one hand, 1 ear is in the other, and all my fingers are pointing at me so that the ribbon never got twisted and turned. The flatter you keep it, the prettier your bow will be. Right loop over left, push that right loop down into the rabbit hole and pull. And you'll get a pretty uneven bow and you just fix it. Okay. I'm so distracted today. Did I tell y'all I'm on 5 hours sleep? I think I did tell you that. So I don't feel that tired yet. I know it will hit me, but I do feel foggy, which is normal for me when I'm on no sleep or I ate bad foods or Many things cause that for me, but anyway. All right. This bow is going to take this card up to another level. Mini glue dot. And it's going to go right there at the bottom right-hand corner of the tag. See, it lifted it up. And then this little, which I probably lost due to making a video, but there is a sequin somewhere. Start picking things up. There was a sequin. I showed it to you guys earlier, but I already thought I'll probably lose that during the video. Therefore, I'm going to just get a new one. But you won't lose yours, right? When you guys make these at home from the class kit, you're going to get free from me. So where did I put the package? Okay, I have an open one here. So there will be one single, oh, there it is. Oh, I found it. One single little gold small pastel adhesive back sequin. And we'll just put that right there on the tag, top right corner. And that is a gorgeous card. All finished. And that's card number 1 for today. You can have a chance to win that with your comments or sharing the video, or both, of course. You get entered twice. Replay, or I'm going to put this one in the prize because I still got a little ink on the one I stamped today. Replay or live. All right. Card number 2. Card 2. We have a basic white card base. 5.5, 8.5. Inside your envelope, you're going to have your a large piece of designer paper. All the measurements will be on the blog later today. This is going to be a portrait card, then a strip of designer paper to go across the front there. I'll describe those in a second. The large, so the tag I just die cut for you on the first card, this is the larger one in basic white with no holes cut in it. And then you get this little hexagon shape in the set of the Something Fancy dies. And you'll get one of those basic white pre-die cut. And just a reminder, this is like an oblong hexagon. It's not like, I feel like these two sides are longer than the other 4. A piece, yes, one piece of fresh freesia open weave ribbon. And then this is the matching image you'll get when you punch out that bow punch from the gold fine shimmer paper. So we're going to use that matching. It's like almost like little flower buds, but of course it's a punch, so there's no detail. And it's smaller. Okay, so I'm going to fold my card base in half, basic white. And then we have the large designer paper. So this is Granny Apple Green. It's actually the same pattern. Well, no, it's not the same pattern. It is a similar pattern. Actually, it's the same pattern. Sorry. I'm like, let me look closer. But at least half the size of the little X's from the first card that was in Petal Pink. Anyway, so little X's in, it's very confusing to describe, but basically there's it's light and dark Granny Apple Green with little X's and some white on there. So that's the full sheet to go on the front of the card. And then the strip is probably 1 1/4, again, measurements on the blog, by 4 inches. And that will go across toward the bottom. And then for stamping, for this card, we want three of these, the image that is stems with leaves attached to them, lots of leaves. I want 3 for this card in Granny Apple Green. So it's not 2-step, you just stamp it one time, loosely. Of course, 3 of them, loosely cut them apart, and we'll die cut those out. And then I'm using this image here, which is another image from the set, 2 steps, just like I showed you before. I align it exactly the same way, but it's an image of 4 small flowers. So one image, 4 small flowers, and it is 2-step. So stamp the detail first, and then line up your solid one, and then mount it and stamp that one. I'll show you real quick on that one. I put dots to remind myself which is the top, and I had to use a weird, like I would have rather used a larger block for this and mount it up and down like this, but I ran out. So I put the dot where the direction I need to turn it, if that makes sense. So I just have to give myself these little clues sometimes. It just saves time and it's easier. So hopefully that's helpful. Anyway, and I stamped those in fresh freesia ink. Oh, I forgot to say the second strip of designer paper is a plaid fresh freesia and white design. Okay, so let's die cut these out. Oh, and I'm going to stamp a greeting on the little hexagon in a minute. Die cut these out. Real quick. Oh, I thought you would push. So this is that free machine. You can get it in white or granny, white or boho blue for $129, and then you get it $175 in merchandise of your choice. But you can also get the white machine or get no machine and pay less money. Let's see what I'm doing. All right. Hey, Marcia, thanks for sharing. Good morning. Who did I say? Thank you, Terry, and thanks for sharing. Hey, Cheryl, this snowy morning. Thanks, Marcia. I've seen a meme that says, when I was a kid, I used my mom's fabric scissors on paper and the cops showed up. I need that meme, Janet. Yes, because paper does dull your scissors, by the way, in case y'all don't know. That's why we're like freaking out. It dulls your scissors. April, my friend, still has a pair that she's like, tells me the story. Oh, I forgot I have to cut out 2 more. Of someone who used her ribbon scissors on, what do you call it? Dimensionals. And she says it ruined them, and she's like still mad to this day. So anyway. Okay, so if you didn't notice, I just poked out the excess pieces. This leaf die is the only one of the stamped image dies that you do have to make sure you clean it out each time, because if the paper builds up in these little holes, like there's a piece of white right there. If that paper builds up and builds up, then it's going to block the die cutting and you won't get a hole cut there anymore. And then always make sure you clean your paper off of your machine before you cut the next piece, because otherwise you're going to embed it into this cutting plate, and that just isn't good. It's not good. Get a bunch of embedded paper in there. It interferes with your die cutting. It makes your paper look ugly. It's just not pleasant. Speaking. I couldn't see there was paper in there. So yeah, clean it off your plates and also out of the dies every time. Oh, I forgot the trick is to put your tape that you're going to reuse or your sticky notes, stick it to your machine. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. Like that. Okay, so even though I'm finished, I'm going to clean this out so that next time there won't be paper in there, because I may not think to look for that. Okay, so here we go. I think this card's really pretty. Let's see what you guys think. My greeting is going to say thank you in Memento Black. Just for some reason, I chose to do every greeting in Memento Black this time. Something fancy. The fonts are really pretty. There's a lot of cursive in there. Okay. So for this one, I can go ahead and attach my designer paper, my large one. To the card base. And then the strip down again toward the bottom. This one will be higher than the last one, maybe an inch or so up from the bottom. The Fresh Freesia strip. And then again, just like before, I'm going to go ahead and attach the tag flat. And I'm just going to lay my greeting about where it's going to end up. And I'm not going to go too far to the left so that there's room to hang images off there. This is not attached yet though. Grab that silicone sheet. The silicone sheet, by the way, in case you don't know, is to keep excess adhesive off of your table and your scratch paper. The adhesive won't stick to it, or if this does, because it's super strong, you can just rub and it will curl up into a ball and you can remove it. So it's great for anything skinny you are attaching stuff to. So all three of these stems with leaves, I'm attaching flat. So I'm just going to kind of lay it out a little bit just to make sure I'm placing the first one where I want. And then I'll add adhesive to each one as I go. It really probably, you know, can be completely different from mine and look totally fine, but I am using mine as a bit of a guide just to have it look sort of the same as my first one. And then the flowers, I'll use Stampin' Dimensionals. By the way, I like the mini Stampin' Dimensionals. You get 720 in a pack for $4.25. And then you get these really wide edges that you can cut up or use as strips. I actually made, I think it was these samples yesterday with almost all the edges of one of these sheets. I just cut strips and then, but I don't pre-cut all of them because sometimes I need a really skinny one or a really wide one, but I'll cut a few when as I'm designing. Okay, so I just stuck the flowers there kind of toward the bottom of the, not bottom, but a little bit lower in the center of the leaves. And then I put adhesive on the back of the gold punched piece, and I'm just tucking that under there. And then greeting, I'm going to add adhesive to the back. And so you just have this little strip of ribbon, of Fresh Freesia ribbon. And we're going to fold it in half. Put adhesive on the back of the greeting and just stick it to the back while it's folded in half. And then I'll add dimensionals to the back of that. Let me use these strips I just cut up. I like to always overlap the ribbon with dimensionals to help it not come apart later, so it will stay stuck. And that greeting goes down here on the bottom right, partially off of the purple designer paper. Hey, Pam in sunny North Carolina. Good morning, Elaine. Let me see. Eleanor, good morning. I'm glad you're loving this. Lori, thank you. You're welcome for the tips on aligning those photopolymers. That's pretty much how I do it every time when I need anything like that for alignment. Thanks, Linda. Thanks, Kathy. Sorry, I always forget to look at y'all's comments after I make the first or each card. Hey, Roseanne, no problem coming late. Thanks, Aneka. Thanks, Jackie, Kathy, Linda, Elaine. Thanks for sharing. Hey, Julie. Good morning. Debbie. Good morning. Linda. Thanks for sharing. Julie. Thanks for sharing. This was Lori's Lori W's comment about the photopolymer. And thanks, Teresa. Okay, so there's that. Now, I messed up and didn't put in this packet because I don't know. If I make these packets, I always make a mistake. That's why Landa is the best one. But what should have been in here was one small and one large gold pastel adhesive back sequin. I'm just going to give you the visual here. When you get your packet free with a $25 online order, you will get your little sequins you need. And I forgot, I haven't even told y'all what you get free with a $50 order with the host code, January 1 through 15. You get the class packet with 25. With 50, you're also going to get some gorgeous dragonfly trinkets, the whole pack. They're so pretty, and I'm going to use them on the next card, I believe. Yes. They're silver. They're so pretty. Okay, so I'm going to add a small gold sequin to the top right of the tag and a large gold sequin to the bottom left of the tag, and that is the finished card. That's card number 2, and you can win these today. Have a chance to win them by commenting on the video on YouTube or Facebook live or on replay, but you can get the whole class packet free with your online order in this month, January 2023. Okay, the last card I'm making, and then I will show you the 4th card. This is card number 3. But I'll show you the 4th card in the set. I just was like, I can only make 3 today. I have a lot of work to do after my team meeting is Saturday. I haven't even done anything for it. I mean, I've ordered the prizes and all that, but I have to now look up who is my top people and who needs recognition and everything. But it's always fun, the team meetings. I'm looking for my bone folder. The team meetings are always fun, whether they're on Zoom or in person. Where are you? I'm going to grab a different bone folder. Luckily, I have multiples of everything, but it was just right here. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm going to fold my white card base in half, basic white, 5.5, 8.5. I'm going to, this will be portrait up and down. Take out all these gorgeous pieces that you'll need for this card, which we'll pre-do for you. There'll be a dragonfly trinket in there if you didn't get the free whole pack with your $50 online order. Okay, so we have a piece of basic white. It's like 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 embossed with the Hive embossing folder. Love that folder. We're in our annual catalog. And then, but all the measurements will be over on the blog. Then we have 2 strips of the Dandy Designs designer paper that's free with a $100 purchase right now until the end of February. Measurements for these 2 will be on the blog, but there's a taller, skinnier piece that is the one with the fresh freesia and petal pink and mango melody dots all over it, the smaller dots on a white base. And then I'm using the piece that is all fresh freesia with little light, very small flowers. And they're not realistic flowers. They're like drawn. What's the word I'm looking for? Very symmetrical, perfect flowers, not like artsy. They're super cute. More like cute flowers. Anyway, it's shorter and I think like 2 inches wide. So it's shorter and wider, just a little bit shorter. And that's going to get tucked behind the strip. So the first strip will go over toward the left and the second one will get tucked under it a little bit. So obviously toward the left as well. So something like that. Okay, then you're going to have pre-die cut 2 of the shapes from the Something Fancy dies, which these shapes are amazing. They have layering pieces, you know, graduated sizes, all that. So it's the largest of this one that at the top, it kind of looks like a jar. I mean, I think you could make that be like a flower, a vase or a jar. a tea jug or something, right? If you cut off the bottom. Anyway, it's the largest of that, and then the smallest of this middle design, which has small, medium, and large. And it's just like a rectangle with a decorative corner on the four corners. So those are basic white. You have those two. Two little strips of fresh freesia ribbon. One of each in the fresh freesia shimmer paper of the two images that punch from the bow punch, which I showed at the beginning. By the way, bow punch, I did open my catalog to that page also, right there in the annual catalog on page 153. Stuff in the way. Bow, $19. Punches out the two images at one time. Okay, so you get both for this card in fresh freesia. And then, of course, a little dragonfly, unless you place a $50 online order January 1 through 15, and then you'll get a free full pack of those in February with your kit. Okay, so flowers we need for this one. You'll stamp on your scrap. You are going to need these two flowers at the bottom. So it's one of the larger ones. And then this one is actually the one I used on, or one of the flowers we used on the first card in Petal Pink. The largest one on the first card. And then this is the largest flower out of the whole set of flowers. You need one of each of these in fresh freesia. And if you just came on the video, I showed how to stamp these like on the first card. So stamp those and then loosely cut them apart. And then you also need one of these Granny Apple green leaf stem with leaves pieces. These images here are for the last card that I'm not making today, but it will come in your kit. Yep, 3 of the medium flower and the 1 leaf and stem. Okay, so I need to die cut these out. Let me just pull out my boho blue mini machine again. Free with the starter kit. Now, if you are a demonstrator already, you can buy this machine right now. Customers can't buy it, only demonstrators. And only for a limited time. So if you're a demo already and you want the boho blue mini machine, yes, you can purchase it right now. But there is a deadline, which I don't have memorized. So check that out. It's on the demonstrator website. So if anyone was wondering, obviously you can cut multiple images on this mini machine. It's just pretty much whatever will fit. Also, a tip on this machine is not to have your dies too close to the top edge or the back edge. For some reason, if they're really up here at the top edge, and of course you're always supposed to align any of the plates that are going in the machine evenly. For some reason, if it's right there at the top, it makes it where it won't pull through the machine. It just will, you'll be turning and turning and it won't pull. And then also that can happen if your plates are not even, but anyway. But as long as they will fit and not overlap each other, you can put multiple images on here. And just like my big machine, I always keep one plate completely clean that I do not cut on. That's my top plate. It's going to make a huge difference in your die cutting life. I'm remembering a conversation, which I may have mentioned this before, I think at club, where we were talking about the mini machines, and someone was saying, a couple of people were saying they use their body to push these plates into the machine, which, as you saw, I was like, I don't think I do that, but I need to be using my machine to remember what I do. As you may have just seen, I don't normally need to do that, but apparently that's a thing where some people use their body to push the plates in as they are getting it going on the docket. Anyway, let me know if you do that. Okay, so there's our 3 gorgeous flower images, 2 fresh freesia flowers and 1 Granny Apple green leaves. Okay, ready to assemble. Oh no, well, let's stamp our greeting and then we're ready to assemble. So this greeting is going to go on the smaller tag. I'm going to turn the tag long ways, so landscape, and stamp "You matter to so many," which I think is a great greeting for many different reasons or purposes to use it. But I'm just going to stamp it in Memento Black like all the other greetings in this card packet, right in the center of this label in Memento Black. And just a quick side note, when I made this, well, it wasn't this one, but anyway, I made something and I ended up changing my mind and going with a smaller tag. And of course, this is something that I'm sure most people know, but you can either cut out the larger tags that nest and then run it back through with a smaller one centered to get a frame like this, or you could run them through both at the same time. You do run the risk of them shifting and you don't want to overlap them, but as long as they're not overlapping, you can run them through at the same time. But anyway, you can get these little frames when you do that kind of stuff. So like you could do that with basically all three of the shapes in this set. And you could get a smaller one with the one that has the three. So anyway, random Jennifer tips. I was going to throw this away and I was like, no, you should show that on the video just in case. Okay, so now for assembly, I'm going to attach my embossed Hive embossing folder, embossed basic white. So this is white on white. I'm putting a little more adhesive than normal because it's embossed with a really bumpy, thick folder. Anyway, on my card base, the basic white. Then I'm going to add the polka dot, the taller, skinnier polka dot designer paper to the left with a border around the three sides. But I didn't put too much adhesive on this right side so that I can easily just tuck this second Fresh Freesia piece under it. I knew I stretched that too far. I saw the adhesive pull up and off. Anyway, okay, so tuck that just under a little. That way there's no, the main reason I'm doing it that way is there's no transition line. It's just smooth. Okay, "You matter to so many" is going to go down here on the bottom right. And I'm just placing it there for alignment. And then just like the other cards, I'm using this other white label, the one that kind of looks like a bottle, up and down to build a flower scene on, basically. So it's going to go more onto the Fresh Freesia designer paper and more to the right and less onto the polka dots. And then the scene I'm going to build, I have the, I'm going to look. Okay, I'm going to use a bunch of dimensionals. So I want to attach this. Let me just show y'all what I'm going to do. I always stumble with directions for stuff like this. Like, what do you say first? Show you what I'm going to do. So it's like I have the two flowers, but they're going to be on dimensionals. And then I have all of these little sprigs tucked around them. And I don't want to go off the edge here on the left. So I'll need to adjust that. And I want it all popped up on dimensionals. So this is what I do a lot of times is I'll lay it out like that. And then I'll pick up a piece and add some adhesive simply for temporarily tacking it together. To then go back and add a bunch of dimensionals. See how a bunch of that stuck together? That's good. I always get confused where the adhesive goes when I do this. Adhesive booger on my finger. Okay, so I added some adhesive actually to the front of this Fresh Freesia Fine Sparkle. so that I could tuck it back there and put it behind all of this. That makes sense what I did. So just glue these all together as one piece. Then you can add dimensionals to really secure it and add it to your card. I think that's good. Okay, I'm going to flip it upside down. There's many different ways you can do this, by the way. This whole building the scene thing. You can use full dimensionals too. I just have these edges here. But when I place these dimensionals on the back, other than distributing them evenly, my other thing I want to do is make sure I overlap where the papers overlap. Again, so that they don't come back apart later. Because I didn't use a ton of adhesive because I was just temporarily putting them together. Lisa Proffer. Oh. Pam's not talking to me. Okay, so again, when I place this down, I mainly want to make sure I don't go over the left edge there so that I can put it in an envelope. So there's that. Super cute. The greeting, you matter to so many. I have my 2 little strips of Fresh Freesia ribbon. I'm going to place adhesive in the top right and bottom left corners on the back of that. Then I'm going to fold my ribbon back and forth in a zigzag. And I'm actually going to fold both pieces exactly the same. And then from the front of my project, I will stick that down. Now see, sometimes that happens. That's totally fine. You may need to come to the back here and add a little more adhesive. But you always want to be looking at the front because how it looks is what matters. Not how it looks and is stuck on the back. How it looks on the front is what matters. So now I'm going to fold this one exactly the same way. And then, because it's going on the bottom left-hand corner, I'm just going to turn it to my left, 90 degrees, I guess, and then stick that on the bottom the same way. And then I'll add Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of that to secure it, going over the ribbon so it doesn't pop off my card later. And I'll just do the 4 corners. And then, whew, this video is long today. Greeting down here in the bottom right. Oh, and I did tuck the label under the flower there, as you just saw. And then I'll just use a mini glue dot for my dragonfly trinkets or trinket. So see, it's silver, it's super shiny, it's super detailed. It's not tiny, but it's not ginormous either. And I'm going to place that up here on the top right of the greeting over the 2 T's in matter. And that is the last card I'm making today. But that's card 3 in the class packet. You can receive free from me with your online order of $25 or more in January with the host code there. But 50 or more also gets you the free full pack of dragonfly trinkets. Don't forget, on my blog today at 11 a.m., which is only Central, less than 15 minutes from now, I will post the 3 recipe cards for the 3 cards I made today, which will have the measurements, the new supplies that we don't have access to from Stampin' Up yet, and the supply list. That recipe card for all 3 will be there. You can just access it, and look at it, or you can print it out. And if you ever see mistakes on those, let me know, because it's very easy. I just go to mystampinstuff.com and correct it. And then when you click the link the next time, it will be corrected. There's that. And then let me show you the 4th card that you will get in your free class if you place that order. Boom. I think it's really gorgeous. It's a Z fold, of course, because I love those. And we use those flowers I showed you earlier. And I probably would have made this on the video on a normal day and not made one of the others just because it's one of my favorites. But it was the last one that got designed. Therefore, it did not get shown or made on the video because I had already cut to make the other 3, and that was too late. But that's the class for January 2023. That is free. I mail it to you. I don't charge you mailing cost, all that stuff. So any questions on any of this, let me know. Where did I put nothing? There's those dragonflies. Thank you, Oma. She says, I really like the way you're matching the papers on the cards. I wouldn't match them that way. And I know exactly what you mean because I have trouble with that, mixing patterns and all that. But I'm trying to learn from Alejandra, my friend and team member and partner. But anyway, I'm trying to learn from her teachings that you can almost mix them from the same pack. You can almost mix and match any of them. You just have to like throw them on the paper and do it. Throw them on the card and do it. But anyway, I'm trying to learn. So thank you, Oma. And Barbara says I use my belly sometimes for that machine. Pam, I'm not sure what Lisa's trying to comment or ask, but let me know. You know, you can text me. Hey, Lori, thanks for sharing. Layla, thank you so much. She says beautiful cards and great tips. Thank you. Denise, good morning. Teresa, thank you. I'm trying to see how far back I did or did not go. Belinda, good morning. Good to see you here. Oh, yes, Pam says tea jug. Totally. So this is the one. It can totally be a jug of whatever if you just cut off the bottom there or cover it up, whichever the case is. Thanks, Tina. Just let me know if you have any questions. Hey, Shirley, good morning. Thanks, Linda. She keeps getting interrupted. Marcia, thanks. Cindy, Barbara, Pat, Della, Alejandra. Thanks, Alejandra. I'm sure you like the purple in 3 of the 4. Kathy, thank you. Thanks, Lori. Thanks, Jean. Thanks, Kylie. Love the colors. I know the designer paper definitely helps, you know, helps with choosing colors, I should say. Marcella, thank you. This is the DSP from Bration, Dandy Designs, and it's going to be free with a $100 purchase. Kylie, here's my brochure, which I bet you might have that paper already, Kylie. I know you, but it is back here toward the back of the Celebration brochure, and it's free. Or there's a little sign with 100, and it's 48 sheets of 12 by 12. There's so many other designs that I didn't use that are different color schemes and all that stuff. So it's really good. It is fresh free, or what's the color I was thinking of? Calypso Coral. I feel like there's another red color in there, like one of our sorbet or something. But anyway, whatever, it's fine. Thanks, Teresa. Thanks, Sandy. Betsy, thank you. Elaine, Pat. Hey, Pat, thanks for sharing. Thanks, Linda. Landa. Alejandra says, of course, always Team Purple. Oh, thank you, Joyce. That's a very sweet comment there. Thanks, Janet. She says, love the springy colors. I know. I go straight from Christmas to spring, but I do live in Texas, and it is going to be like 61 today. They said they think we've already had our coldest, you know, weather we're going to have for the season. Not that it still get down in the 30s some nights, but anyway. So yeah, so I go straight to the spring, Janet. Plus, Stampin' Up puts out all these gorgeous spring products, so of course we jump into that. Yep, Kylie says she does have it. I thought you might. Just haven't played with it yet. Totally. Pat, Team Pink. Thank you, Pat. I get one support. Thanks, Joyce. Okay, well, everybody have a great week. I should be back live next Thursday at 9 a.m. Central as usual. And who knows what I'll have to show you, but something good, I hope. Any questions on any of my stuff I talked about today, let me know. I will see everybody later. Thank you so much. Goodbye.